What's up, guys? We got the first game of SPL, and these fuckers didn't wait for me, so I missed turn one. But this Zapdos Thunder Crit Snorlax, and it cursed up. And our matchup is Earthworm for the classiest against Idiot from Mars for the Ruiners. Very, very hyped. Two of the best GSC players. Earthworm's one of the best of all time. IFM has accolades out the ass as well, etc., etc. So Earthworm's going for the offensive approach instead of resting on turn two and giving up all momentum, knowing that IFM would probably try or almost certainly try to capitalize on the forced rest, whether to get up some spikes or to phase it. And Zapdos does not want to eat the +1 doublet, so great call on Earthworm's end there. And another great one as Cloyster blows itself up is, I wonder if IFM is running another one of those really weak to Curslax offensive teams, whose best defense, like if Cloyster switches in and spikes as Curslax starts cursing, then he's in trouble. But he's kind of out of the woods because Snorlax, he dented two pokes and he got or in fact he's almost killed one of them, the most important one in most games, and he's got his spikes down, so he's got the early advantage. So Earthworm tries to absorb the weak Giga Drain, or HP Fire, which would be aimed at Steelix from Exeggutor, but IFM makes a good move and throws out the Psychic. And that would also hit a Zapdos switch harder. So good move there. Now Earthworm, looking to catch a rest, is looking really rough because Snorlax is very, very slow, so at low health it is hard to find a position for it to rest. Not because not just because it's slow, because a lot of things will be paralyzed. It's just a matter of getting it in the first place. It can be a bit of a risky game. Of course, if the opponent has a bunch of phasers, then you can accidentally get it in that way. So, IFM's looking good. He's got his trademark, offensive shit. The Zapdos lead from him was something everyone saw coming a mile away, so good call on Earthworm's end there. And now he's got the Umbreon, and it was almost certain that Snorlax was not going to be his best switch, but he didn't want to reveal it if not necessary, and he wanted a chance to rest up with the Lax. So Umbreon's in. He can do a bunch of nasty things to Exeggutor. Pursuit doesn't hurt it that much, but he can come in a lot. Exeggutor could stun Spore him, could sleep him. Charm generally means that Boom is not going to be an issue. Toxic is another thing Umbreon can do, which makes Exeggutor's Boom just a little more predictable, but it will generally take a while before it comes to that. He goes back to Lax, good move, absorbs the sleep with the nearly useless poke. It could be Rest Talk as well, so if he gets a Sleep Talk off later in the game, then that's really, really solid. I think that IFM at this point should switch to something. If he has a Machamp, now is the time to send it in. It's very likely that Earthworm has a Starmie, that I think about it, and it could, well, no, I take that back. Steelix and Starmie is very rare, because Starmie teams can almost never hit spikes, and 99% of the time Steelix needs spikes, so it's going to be a Cloyster, I'm fairly certain. And he goes to his own Exeggutor, and IFM makes a good move, as he goes to Zapdos, which would scare the hell out of Umbreon. Umbreon doesn't want to be forced to rest, even if it's Rest Talk. And, IFM looking dangerous. Moonlight sets, obviously, don't like taking heavy damage and, wasting Moonlight PP and such. Anyway, so he goes to Zapdos scared out, and Earthworm went to his own Exeggutor to dish out his own sleep, and IFM is getting perfect sleep talks, as he HP ices the egg, which sleeps it. Earthworm tries to fire off a Psychic, but doesn't get much for it as he sleep talks the HP ice, and then sleep talks rest on the switch. He does Sleep Talk rest and wins the speed tie, unfortunately for him. And a great move there from Hodor, as now that Exeggutor is really, really weakened, not sure if that was worth it. I mean, Earthworm's team struggles a lot with Zapdos, which is surprising considering, not only is it the number 2 Pokemon in GSC, but it just really, IFM is as guaranteed to use it as possible. So, with Exeggutor, really not in a great place, then he goes to that, but a good move, going back to Zapdos on Earthquake, and because if he Earthquake, it's not the end of the world, and he can, throw out some hidden powers. and not immediately die to Rock Slide. And he also gets the edge on this Zapdos, which is Sleep. So, he got the crit hidden power earlier, which was, I mean, it's not game-breaking, but it was rather unfortunate because Earthworm, the only way IFM was, not getting anything done there was if he won the speed tie and Sleep Talk Rest. Or Miss Thunder, yeah. So, both players are playing really well right now, and I'm glad to see this living up to the hype. And now he finally reveals his Snorlax, as it was there's the possibility of Rhydon, which Earthworm really cannot switch into, means that Thunder is less likely, and Cloyster finally reveals himself, as we're going to see no Para on the Body Slam, as Earthworm's going to try and finally even up the playing field with his spikes. This is going to very quickly become a Zapdos fest, which can be nasty, but I think IFM definitely has the advantage. He can't quite go to Zapdos here yet. I suppose he could be Spin. That's very possible. It is! That's a great call on Earthworm's end then. And so, just like that, IFM's huge edge just disappears. I mean, not real. Well, yes, because now, spikes make his own oh, yeah, now he's actually at a disadvantage. I mean, on the other hand, if this is a Curselax, then IFM is... Well, Charm Umbreon is going to annoy it. A Drumlax, on the other hand, would be devastating. And he finishes it off with Fire Blast before he can throw out a Toxic or anything. But Spin Cloy is a great call against IFM. I like that a lot. And if this is a Curselax, then it can do a lot of damage even without spikes. So, wow, talk about a turn of the tide quickly, too, in something like GSC. So, however, just Firelax in general is going to be a pain. We need to find out what the Umbreon set is. Of course, Earthworm is putting a lot of pressure on him right now, with the big, will he boom, will he not boom, and he goes for Sleep, and that does not pay off, as IFM dodges it, and he could have slept it because Zapdos Sleep Talk Rest earlier, so he reset that. I don't know if that was the best move. I think he didn't have to do that. He just, he could have played it safe and just gone to Umbreon. I mean, losing Exeggutor for absolutely nothing just sucks. Especially when he could have, at the very least, exploded something later on. Worst comes to worst, because, the only normal resist we're seeing so far is Rhydon. And that, still takes spikes, and wearing it down is good for Zapdos. So, as for Hodor's last, this is Drum. Drum Firelax is without a doubt the rarest set. And there's the Para. I mean, Earthworm's still in a fine position, depending on the last, essentially because Hodor's last should, in theory, be a Earthquake Curselax counter. I mean, he does sometimes struggle with Snorlax just leading off and being Curse EQ and just muscling through everything. So, as Snorlax is neutralized, and he does not choose to go for the recovery option, instead choosing to put the offense on with his Zapdos. Nice move from Earthworm there. He can... And he gets the Speed Tie, Thunder, Sleep Talk, Hidden Power. So now it's a 50-50 Speed Tie to see who's going to keep it alive. I don't know if I want to risk that if I'm IFM. Especially because Umbreon's only move is often Pursuit, meaning it can actually hit Zapdos on the switch, and he will rest he will wake up so he can rest next time, so I think I would just keep it. Yeah, that's a smart move. And if I'm Earthworm, I know that, and I go for Thunder, but I guess it would have been silly if he chose to be more reckless, but that would have been very silly of him, so I feel like Thunder was definitely worth the risk. Umbreon coming in, Curse, it's Para, still looking nasty, and having that Boom option would have been nice. So, here comes Moonlight. Ugh, I don't like Moonlight. I mean, I have mixed feelings about Umbreon in general, because sometimes it just, sits on, others it just, there's Charm, so now Charm is great, because, unlike Miltank with Growl, Miltank can unparalyze itself, of course, with Heal Bell, but, Growl is fantastic, because, oh wow, he does it again. That was a great move on Earthworm's end. He's just keeping on the pressure. Honestly, I throw out the Thunder here. Nice, very good. Did not do that last time, and now he's definitely getting some momentum back as he lands the Para as well. Damn, this is a high-level contest. It all too happens it happens all too often that there's a very hype battle, and it doesn't actually end up being that good. But this is definitely living up to expectations thus far. I'm enjoying it a lot. So having Exeggutor around would have been great though, and he maneuvers Umbreon in beautifully. Of course, while he does this, Snorlax is gaining leftovers, which is part of why it's so ridiculous. And he gets the Moonlight off, and he is going to concede the Zapdos rest, but maybe he goes to Snorlax here. Or actually, HP Ice isn't a bad move at all from Hodor. Oh, that's the one I don't agree with. Like, Umbreon was never staying in there. I mean, it could have, but it wasn't going to do anything, so it was just a waste of a Thunder. And you still deter, the lag switch in. I mean, obviously you hit Zapdos, and you fuck with Steelix. So now Steelix is in. I guess he's not going to explode immediately, so he has to Earthquake here to do any damage to Rhydon. Curse is a good middle ground, actually. I like that. Putting the pressure on. So, worst case, you still hit something with a really hard fucking boom. And it's possible. I somehow don't feel like... Well, I mean, for IFM's last to not be really that, Earthquake Curse last week, wow. Rhydon still does a chunk, and Steelix also does a chunk. And not having to deal with spikes means that Earthworm can easily take this trade and, come back in and get some leftovers off of good switches. And he eliminates the Rhydon, so, Thunder spam looking good. I mean, Exeggutor, throws a dent in that. I'm not sure he might have won. Well, here comes Zapdos, and Exeggutor is still healthy, so there's that. But now he goes to Zapdos Wars. This could get ugly, but Earthworm temporarily has the advantage of being able to throw out a Thunder. Maybe Hodor wants to go to his egg right now, I think. Or Snorlax. This is dicey. Ooh, he gets the roll of the dice. My thought before was, God damn, what was it? Oh, the Earthquake Curse Lax thing. It has to be like Machamp or Skarmory, because it's obviously not going to be like Meganium or some shit. And somehow I feel like he would have gone on the offensive with Machamp earlier. So he's just wasting PP right now. Smart move from Earthworm. And and it actually would have made a difference if he, unfortunately he's burning through Moonlights rather quickly. It would have made a difference if he switched out that turn, actually. Because every percent matters when Zapdos is thundering Snorlax. So Toxic is going to force it to rest. He's got to, get creative with this. That Zapdos still hasn't rested. It's still just recovering just by existing. And he gets Steelix in on it. So now there's the 33% of the HP Ice KO. Somehow I feel like he doesn't want to risk that. And if he loses Zapdos, then Umbreon just becomes such a prick. I mean, if he explodes on Umbreon, though, it might be worth it to make the Steelix explode Zapdos, because then Exeggutor will, barring some really bad luck against Zapdos, force Umbreon and Umbreon's Para, and then it can explode on it, and then Curselax would have good odds at finishing the game, I think. So, yeah, he identified that as the best way to go about it. He doesn't get the free KO. Earthworm goes for Curse? That's curious. That's a curious choice. Maybe Explosion doesn't... I'd be surprised if it killed. Okay, yeah, come on, that's kill. Well, I guess it's the same, but now he has another chance to roll HP Ice. Actually, HP Ice is doing... Oh, HP Ice doesn't kill. Wow, that was a great move on Earthworm's end. Very nice, because he needed the 33% twice. Wow, that was... I don't think many players would have considered that move at all. Because now he's out of HP Ice range, and now he's still got the Explosion threat. So he's really making, IFM scared. He would have had to get at the 33% twice, I guess. And now Explosion takes out... No, he roars! And it is a Machamp! Well, very well revealed, or very well hidden. So I guess that is fine then, so good team. This could get nasty. It's going to be like the Zapdos show. That said, if he can get Exeggutor to explode and he switches it on a cross chop, he's still out of Rock Slide range. If he gets Exeggutor to explode on If he gets Exeggutor to explode on Umbreon and keeps Steelix for the potential boom on Snorlax, then this could be nasty, especially because nothing wants to switch into this Thunder right now. It's going to be some, messy Pokemon, because, Thunders and Rock Slides flying around. So, Exeggutor is going to be able to take it plus an Ice, but then he's probably going to want to soak it up with Umbreon and just take the offensive route. If his Snorlax is Sleep Talk, I don't think his Snorlax is Sleep Talk Earthworms, because of the, no, he does have Pursuit. So I'm just used to it being T-Tar. Yeah, so it could feasibly be Rest Hawk, for sure. Perhaps, but I feel like it would be Fire Lax, because his team doesn't really love facing, like, harder Skarmory shit. So, I mean, the move here for Earthworm is rather clear. It's, a Thunder, for sure. IFM, I think, Snorlax is not going to want to switch into. It's at 76 before spikes, so it's Parrot, which is the big one. So, and, it might be worth it taking. I don't know if it's worth taking the Rock Slide. He really likes that Machamp for the possible, if Snorlax switches, or Snorlax, Sleep Talks a Rest, and this is gonna get nasty. He curses, and now, so that was a good move from him. Machamp is, Rock Slide is doing that much, so it's almost a guaranteed KO. And Thunder wasn't quite a 2-hit KO, but, I mean, it was nasty. Nice move from Earthworm. Oh, that, just playing his way out of it beautifully. So Steelix versus +1 Machamp. The explosion is still doing a lot. And, then he would still retain Umbreon for, it's interesting because Sleep Talk Curse-Lax with Double Edge is pretty great against other Snorlax, and he could very well have that, because he already showed Double Edge and Curse, and he's obviously got Rest, and we assume that he is Sleep Talk. Nothing takes the boom here. Oh, it's still faster. Did he roar? He had to have roared. What the hell? Is -1... Machamp is 208. After a Curse, he had to have roared, didn't he? I guess this is a roll to KO now. That was strange. Just... I thought exploding was, the clear move there. What was he going to absorb it with? Did my internet just die? Smogtor seems to have frozen. Either that or... Yeah, there's my internet. And, oh, it doesn't kill, but... Yeah, Earthworm's getting the short end of the stick here, for sure. Oh, he gets the para at least. Oh, boy. Oh, he Thundered and Rock Slide missed beforehand as well. So, ooh. Interesting is... Charm? Oh, he's going to try and stall it out of Cross Chops. Nice. But I just don't see a scenario in which he wins. I guess he can rest with Snorlax and then try and get Umbreon to... or Exeggutor to explode on Umbreon and then try to win with Lax that way. So... Oh, he's going for Rock Slides. Good move, but Charm has a lot of PP. And his last move is, probably either Fire Blast or HP Bug. I cannot believe that Steelix is slower than Machamp at +1. Oh my god! What a move! I don't know how he did that, but wow. And Exeggutor is exploding here, just almost 100%. I don't know what else he would do. He's definitely going to do that. And Earthworm has to let Umbreon take it, because Umbreon is never going to beat Zapdos. So, I like how Umbrea or Executor's foot is right above the spike. That's pretty nice. Anyway, so there's Boom. So now it's just pretty much up to Sleep Talk shit. He's fat. Zapdos is sleeping. And Snorlax and Machamp are both paralyzed. But Double Edge Lax very well could win this. Earthworm's very, very good at playing his odds right until the end. I just don't get the explosion there. The non-exploding with Steelix there. Unless I'm horribly wrong and like, well, he does have to get a Sleep Talk here, and he does have to Sleep Talk rest. I really hope it happens. I want the game to go right down to the wire. Oh, it's not Sleep Talk, but so he has to pair a lot. Uh-oh. I guess it might be Fire Blast after all. Let me see. Yeah, just unless 208 speed, after a curse is just slower than 158. That just does not seem right to me. And, 300 after a curse would be, and IFM is the winner. So I think Earthworm definitely got the short stick of, luck in this game. And the Ruiners shoot out to a 1-0 lead. Big win here. But it was a good fight. Both players played very well, apart from a few head scratchers and question marks. And if Steelix is actually slower than Machamp, then forgive that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you.